So happy Friday, everybody. I hope you're having a good day. My name is Lindsay, and I'm here with Living Balance Studio to give you a 60-minute flow. Just a couple of quick disclaimers. You are practicing at your own risk, so any injury is not a responsibility of Living Balance Studios. I'll try to walk you through some cues as best as possible today. And then that way that we can make sure that you're guided through a very safe and efficient practice. So a couple things about me. My name is Lindsay. I'm currently active duty in the military, and I live here in near Fayetteville, North Carolina. Recently graduated YTT earlier this year, and really looking forward to bringing you guys awesome practices with Living Balance Studios. If you'll notice, I have some blocks set out already, and that's because I use blocks frequently and I like to cue them in my practice as such. So if you don't have any blocks, I highly encourage you looking into any set works. It doesn't even matter. Some alternatives to blocks that I've seen during COVID times as we're practicing at home are things like protein bottles or even just cans of soup, anything that you can help to make sure that your alignment is safe for your practice. Another kind of good thing to have is a strap. I'll cue that through practice. And again, if you don't have this, that's okay. We've seen things such as belts being used or even a hand towel that you can grab and take behind the back. So we'll have some binding movements and chest opening today. If you don't have any of these, that's perfectly okay. I'll give you alternatives throughout the practice as well. But we'll go ahead and get started. If you choose to use the playlist that I've set out for everybody, whether that's on Spotify or YouTube, you can go ahead and start on the first song. You can also use any variation of music that you choose as well, but go ahead and start that first song on the playlist if that's the one you're using today. That first song's called Red. And then we're just meeting in a seated pose today. So sit up tall, lengthen the spine, reach the head up towards the ceiling or the sky, depending on where you're practicing today, and lower the eyes. We'll be talking a little bit about the pelvis today. There was a podcast I was listening to. Judith Hansen is a yoga teacher, and she made the comment that the pelvis is everything. And I'll walk through practice throughout the next hour and kind of explain why we see it that way. But just a quick kind of body awareness. If you take your hands and put them on the tops of your hips and then move them kind of forward to closer towards your belly inside the middle of the pelvis, you might find these points that stick out to you, and we call these hip points. That's not the correct anatomical term, but just for today, when I cue it as such, just know that that's what we're referring to. So staying seated with the eyes closed, sitting up tall, finding our breath. Exhale the breath here. And take a big inhale through the nose together. Hold here at the top and just slow exhale. Inhale again through the nose. One more slow exhale here. Inhale through the nose, biggest inhale yet. Hold here at the top. Open the mouth, sigh it out. The next time you come to breath, close the mouth. And then we're coming to Ujjayi breathing. That just means that we're breathing through the nose and we're making that sighing noise, but with the mouth closed. Some people may have referred to it as a Darth Vader noise, but it's ocean sound breathing. So inhale through the nose. Open the throat, mouth closed. Exhale the breath, sigh it out through the neck. So good. The next inhale brings the arms up overhead, palms touch, thumbs to heart center, eyes stay lowered. Take a moment here to say a prayer or set an intention. It doesn't have to be for somebody else. If you find yourself in need of extra energy, take it. And then sealing that intention. We're coming to all fours, but we're coming to puppy pose. So really we're coming to tabletop first, looking between the feet, checking to make sure that we can't see the toes. And then just come down onto the forearms here, hips sit up, forehead to mat. You can take a moment here to wiggle the hips back and forth. Or you can find some stillness in the pose. Reach the chest towards the mat. On the next inhale, come up through tabletop. So just keep the feet the way that they are, tops of feet into the mat. The fingertips spread wide, index finger pointed towards the top of the mat here. Find stillness. On the next inhale, the belly dips, gaze lifts. Exhale, cat back. Reach the spine, tuck the head up towards the ceiling or the sky, and then you'll come into intuitive movement, doing this on your own. Inhale, belly drops, gaze lifts. Exhale, lift the tailbone or tuck the tailbone, spine lifts. Couple more on your own breath. You have an option here to take the fingertips, point them towards the thigh, and then move back and forth, stretching out the wrists as well. Take the fingertips, if you chose to take them back towards the thigh, point them back towards the front of the mat. Take the heels back, plank pose. Find some stability here. Oftentimes we want to rush through this pose, but sit with it for a little bit. What comes up for you? On the next exhale, hips lift up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, move back through plank. This is the best way to measure our down dog. Exhale, hips up and back. Inhale, moving back through plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Option here to pedal the feet out, just moving the knees over to opposite sides. Whatever feels good. Coming back to downward facing dog. This time we're moving through plank, but you're pushing through the toes over the wrists. So just back and forth. Coming back to the middle, plank pose, hips up and back, downward facing dog. On the next inhale, the right leg lifts, 3-point. Stack the hips here. Once again, the pelvis is everything, just some awareness. When we say stack the hips, this is what I'm talking about. Closing the hips back to 3-point. Step it through, right hand or right thumb. If you have blocks, frame the foot here. Take the left knee down, untuck the toes, arms overhead. Find some stability in this pose. The knee is in line with the ankle. And take a moment here. See if you can't, without lifting the foot, feel as if you're dragging that right foot back towards the mat. So you're firing up the back leg. Inner thighs are working here. On the next inhale, the left hand flips up to the ceiling. Grab the left wrist with the right hand, and then just bend over to the right side. Open up into the left side body. The next inhale brings you back up through center. Take the blocks to the side. Frame the right foot.
Tuck the toes on the left foot and step it up to the top of the mat. Hang heavy. Here, ragdoll. Opposite arms and opposite elbows. Reaching the tailbone up towards the ceiling or the sky. And you have a couple of options for intuitive movements to move back and forth, up and down. But check in. Is the jaw clenched? Are you breathing? Release the hands here. Slowly lift one vertebrae at a time. Head's last to lift. Palms spin up open towards the top of the mat. Mountain pose. Feel the mat underneath the feet. Low belly zips up here. It's as if you're wearing a wetsuit, and you'll feel that low belly zip in. Bring the shoulders up towards the ears, up and back. Open the chest. And without really moving the arms anywhere, see if you can't reach the upper arm bones towards the back of the mat, opening up the chest even further. Inhale, arms overhead, palms touch, dive it down, forward fold. Inhale's a halfway lift here. Exhale, plant the hands, step the right foot back, take the right knee down, untuck the toes, arms overhead. Once more, finding some stability here, finding that alignment with the knee and the ankle, and then you're just going to see if you can't, without lifting the left foot, feel as if you're dragging it to the back of the mat. Fire up the back leg. On the next inhale, the right wrist lifts up towards the ceiling. Lengthen through the body and then bend over to the left. Check in with that knee. Make sure that it's still in alignment, that you're not opening or closing the hip any further. And breathe into the rib cage. Inhale, arms come back up through center. Plant the hands, take the blocks to the side. Tuck the toe on the right foot. Send it back, plank pose, hips up and down, downward facing dog. On the next inhale, move up through plank, shift forward over the wrist, slowly lower forehead to mat. The next inhale brings you up through cobra. Lift the chest, lift the gaze slightly. Exhale, forehead to mat. Inhale brings you back up through cobra one more time. Exhale, forehead to mat. Pushing through plank or tabletop. We'll come back through downward facing dog. Take a moment here to breathe. The next inhale, the right leg lifts. Right foot, right thumb, step it through. Right hand reaches up towards the sky or the ceiling. Open up towards the right. Exhale, plant the hand back down. Step it up, top of the mat. Inhale's a halfway lift. Exhale's a fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Send the right leg back. Right hand plants, left hand reaches up for the sky or the ceiling. Plant the hands, send the left foot back. Plank pose, shifting forward over the wrist, slowly lower forehead to mat. This time a little different. Take the fingertips on into the outside of the mat. Elbows reach up towards the ceiling. Inhale here, lift up just like cobra. Exhale, forehead to mat. Inhale, lift up through cobra. Or grasshopper, excuse me. Exhale, left ear, left shoulder comes down over to the right. Inhale up through center. Exhale, right ear, right shoulder down to the mat. Inhale back through center and exhale, take the forehead down to the center of the mat. Arms come back towards the frame, the ribs. Push up through table or plank, downward facing dog. On the next inhale, rock forward, shift over the wrist, slowly lower halfway, untuck the toes, lift the chest, chaturanga, and up dog. Exhale, tuck the toes, send the hips back, downward facing dog. This is your flow. I'll give you the option and cue it as such throughout the rest of practice. You always have the option to take downward facing dog if you need it, or take child's pose at any time. On the next inhale, the right leg lifts, 3-point. Open the hips. Option to take big hip circles here. Straighten through that right leg, send it through. Right foot, right thumb, arms overhead crescent. Stay strong here. Feel the inner thighs squeeze together. Inhale. Exhale, plant the hands. Send it back. Option to flow, or we'll meet in down dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Option to stack the hips here. Big hip circles. Straighten through the leg, step it through, left foot, left thumb. Hands come up overhead crescent. Inhale. Exhale, plant the hands. Take it back, option to flow. We're doing this one more time without opening the hips, so the right leg lifts, 3-point. Step it through, right foot, right thumb. Arms overhead. Crescent lunge. Exhale, plant the hands. Flow. Left leg lifts. Left foot, left thumb. Inhale, arms overhead, crescent. Exhale, flow. Take a moment here, pedal it out if you need to. On the next inhale, the right leg lifts, 3-point. Right foot, right thumb, step it through. Arms overhead, crescent. Inhale here. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Spin the back foot down, arms open up to the side. Find your warrior two. Again, the knee is in line with the ankle here. Make sure that we're not moving the knee outside or inside the ankle, just in line. On the next exhale, reverse warrior. Take the left hand down left thigh. Reach that right hand up towards the sky or ceiling. Exhale, supported side lunge. Take the right elbow onto the right thigh. Lift the left hand up towards the ceiling. Option to take left bicep to ear. Inhale brings you back through reverse warrior. And Exhale, windmill the hands, frame the right foot here. And then we're coming into standing split. So move slowly through this. This is the first one in practice. You'll take the blocks, if you have them, move them about a handprint above the foot, and then you'll just kind of use the back foot to lift you up through this pose. Or chest reaches for the thigh. Inhale, exhale here. Step the left foot down to meet the right. Immediately come into chair pose, arms overhead. Hands come together, thumbs at heart center. And hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hips up towards the ceiling, forward fold. Inhale's a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Take the blocks, set them aside. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands. Option to flow, or we'll meet in down dog. On the next inhale, the left foot lifts, 3-point. Step it through, left foot to left thumb. Arms overhead, crescent lunge. Open up, warrior two, spin the back leg 90 degrees. Reach through those fingertips and check in with the knee. Inhale here. Exhale, reverse warrior. Send the right hand down right thigh or right calf. Exhale, supported side lunge. Left elbow down onto left thigh. Right hand comes up towards the ceiling. Option for bicep to ear here. Breathe, inhale, and exhale here. Inhale. Exhale, reverse warrior. One more time. Right hand down right thigh. Exhale, windmill the hands, frame the foot. Option, we're coming into that standing split, so blocks come up about a step above the foot. Use that right leg to push off the mat and lift you up through standing splits. Flex the toes to the shin. Inhale here. Exhale, step the right foot down to meet the left, immediately coming down into chair pose, arms overhead. Thumbs come to heart center. On the inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, take the left elbow outside, right knee. Check in with the knees. Make sure that they're still in line with each other. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, opposite side. Right elbow outside right knee. Exhale, hips up, chest to thighs, forward fold. Inhale's a halfway lift. Exhale's a fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, option to flow. We'll meet in downward facing dog. On the next inhale, you'll come up onto the toes, and you'll either hop or walk your way to the top of the mat. Very slow, very controlled. Inhale, root down, rise up, mountain pose. And then we're coming to just a quick water break here. Moment to reset before we get to the other side of the next sequence. Meeting in mountain pose, take your time, no rush. palms spin up, open to the top of the mat. Inhale, inhale, arms overhead, palms touch, dive it down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands. Send the right foot back. You're in a lunge. Inhale, arms overhead. Crescent. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Check in here with the front knee. Align it with the ankle. Feel some of that weight take place in that back pinky toe as well. Inhale here. Exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale. Exhale, supported side lunge. Right arm overhead. Right arm can come bicep to ear. Open up the chest. Inhale, back through warrior two. Exhale, reverse warrior. This time, windmill the hands, frame that left foot, and then you have an option to just come shoot right into the standing splits. This time, you might lift the hands up, airplane arms, warrior three. Hold here for 3, 2, 1. Step that right foot back. Arms come up overhead, crescent lunge, big squeeze in the inner thighs. Exhale, warrior two. Go ahead, windmill the hands down, frame the foot, option to flow here. The next inhale lifts you up through right foot, right thumb, step it through. Inhale, arms come up overhead, crescent. Exhale, warrior two. Again, take the weight in that back pinky toe. Check in with the knee. Inhale here, exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale. Exhale, right elbow, right thigh. The left hand reaches up towards the sky or ceiling. Option to take bicep to ear. Reverse warrior, take that left hand back down, left thigh. Exhale, windmill the hands, come through to that standing splits. Check in here. Remember, close and open hips. The hip is closed here. You might take airplane arms, warrior three. Step the left foot up to meet the right, coming into chair pose. Hands come down to heart center. We're pulsing here, just little pulses in and out for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold down here, biggest chair yet. Inhale lifts you up all the way, arms overhead, reverse dive, and then take it back down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands. Option to jump or step back. Flow, we'll meet in down dog. On the next inhale, the right leg lifts, 3-point. Right foot, right thumb, step it through. Inhale, arms overhead. It might seem like we're doing the same thing, but we're about to switch it up. Warrior two, open up. Reverse warrior. Supported side angle, right elbow, right thigh. Bicep to ear. Reverse warrior. Windmill the hands down. We're coming through to that standing splits. Warrior 3. This time, lift the torso up. Try not to take that left foot down. Standing staff. Left knee to chest. Hold it in here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, open up the hip. Left knee comes the outside of the left side of the mat. You might even take the bottom of the foot and place it to the inside of the right thigh. Tree pose, arms overhead. Exhale, thumbs to heart center. Find some stability here. We're almost done. Inhale, untuck the foot. Bring that left knee back to chest. Send it back. We're coming to move through crescent, arms overhead. Exhale, plant the hands, step it back. Option to flow, where we'll meet in down dog. On the next inhale, the right leg lifts 3-point. Right foot, right thumb through. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, warrior 2. Pumping warrior here, arms overhead, right knee. Exhale, back into warrior 2. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, warrior 2. This time we're inhaling, coming through starfish. So toes point towards the left side of the mat, arms overhead here. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold. Inhale is a halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. We're moving through Skandasana, so right knee bends, left toes come towards the ceiling or sky. And then we're just moving back and forth. Right toes comes towards the ceiling. Moving at your own pace here. However your body tells you you should move, listen to it. The pelvis is everything. Find yourself even. Go ahead, come to the middle. Forward fold, wide-legged forward fold. Inhale here, exhale. If you have blocks, bring them along with you, but we're coming to the back of the mat. So you're in a lunge with the left foot forward. Inhale through crescent. Exhale, open up warrior 2. Exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale here. Exhale, supported side lunge. Option to take bicep to ear. Open the chest up. Reverse warrior. And then we're coming through standing splits to warrior 3. Bring the torso up, making sure that we're not sending that right down just yet. Right knee to chest, hug it in. On the next exhale, take the right knee, open it up towards the side of the mat. And then you might take the bottom of the right foot into the left inner thigh. Tree pose. Use push-pull in order to find some stability here. Zip up the low belly. Push the bottom of that right foot into the left thigh while the left foot pushes back into the right foot. Slowly unwind. Right knee to chest, send it back. Arms overhead crescent. Exhale, take the hands back. Option to flow or meet in down dog. The next inhale brings the right leg forward. Right knee to nose, cheetah, hold here. Send it back, 3-point. Right knee to nose, cheetah. Send it back, 3-point. And then step the right foot back. The left foot lifts up to the air, 3-point. Right knee to nose, cheetah. Send it back. Right knee to nose, hold here for 3, 2, 1. Send it back, 3-point. And the next exhale, send it forward. Left foot, left thumb. Arms come up overhead, crescent. Open up, warrior 2. And then inhale, pumping warrior, arms overhead, straighten the left knee. Exhale brings you back into warrior 2. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, warrior 2. On the next inhale, we're coming up through starfish, so both feet, the toes point towards the side of the mat, arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant the left hand, right hand reaches up towards the ceiling. On the next exhale, thread it through, right hand, top of left shin. You might take the left hand and kickstand it out to look in through the armpit. On the next exhale, take that left hand, place it back in front of the face. Inhale, right hand lifts up towards the ceiling. Exhale, plant it back on the mat. Inhale, left hand lifts. Exhale, thread it through. Grab the front of the right shin. Right hand might kickstand off in front of you. Take the right hand, bring it back underneath the face. Left hand reaches up towards the ceiling. Plant it back towards wide-legged forward fold. And then finally, grab your blocks if you have any and walk your way towards the front of the mat. You're in a lunge on the right side, top of mat. Inhale here. Exhale, step it up, top of mat. Hang heavy, ragdoll. Inhale, slowly lift, one vertebra at a time. Mountain pose, arms come up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, we're coming back up through mountain pose. One more time, arms come up overhead. Take the feet, walk them out all the way to the edge of the mat. And then take the hips down, Malasana squat. So I'm just turning to show you what this might look like. But wide-legged squat, so the toes are pointed out, heels in. You might take the elbows and push out the knees with that, taking palms together, thumbs at heart center, sit tall. You can rock side and side just like I'm doing. You can sit still. But then finding some stillness, we're allowing for a crow in our practice here. So just coming out of the squat, just a little bit. You'll plant the hands right in front, and then you'll slowly come up onto the tops of the toes, take the knees into the armpits, onto the triceps, and just start to lean forward. Eventually, your toes might lift. Big toes come to touch here. Hold steady and slowly lower back down. If you're new to this practice, there is an option. That's why I have the blocks down here. Both blocks are together. Palms come down to the mat. Spread the fingertips wide. Index finger towards the top of the mat. You'll lift the hips up. Bring those knees into the armpits and just slowly lean forward. If this is your edge, that's okay. You might take one foot up at a time. And eventually you might take them both up. But playing around with that, I'll give you one more minute. Go as you wish, as your body is telling you. Once you feel like you are settled and you've gotten your crow pose in, take the blocks to the side. We'll meet back in a forward fold. And then we're lifting all the way up. Big mountain pose, extended mountain pose, arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant the hands, option to flow here. On the next inhale, we're coming to the opposite leg, so left leg lifts, 3-point. Take the left foot outside left hand. Untuck the toes on the right. Knee comes down to mat. If you need blocks, don't be afraid to use them here. You'll find that blocks actually help you in a stretch more than they feel like they're a crutch. For an added quad stretch, you might come out of this just a little bit. Bend that right knee and grab the top of the toes with the left hand. A strap can also be used here. Once you find that you can catch the foot, you might bend a little bit more forward into the pose. Listen to the body. Reach that left hip point back to be even with the right. Release that right foot down. Take the hands in between or in the middle of the mat, and then bring the forearms down to mat lizard pose. You might need blocks here as well. On the lowest setting, they might help you find some stability. Now here it's a little different. We can take the knee to the outside of the mat, coming up onto the pinky toes, and open up the hips a little further. If you'd like to play around with this a little bit further, if my left foot is at 12 o'clock and I take the toes over to 10 or 11 o'clock, that's also a different sensation. Bring the knee back in if you've opened it up. To point the toes back towards the top of the mat. Come up onto the hands. Take the blocks to the side. Tuck the toes of the right foot. Lift the right knee. Walk open to the right side of the mat here. Take the hands, or if you have a strap, but you'll interlace the fingers behind the back, grab the strap. Open up the chest here. Exhale, fold down deep. Release the hands to the mat. Walk to the back of the mat one more time. Right foot's forward in a lunge here. And then you'll take the back foot, spin it about 30 to 45 degrees, and kind of hop it into the opposite lane of the right foot. So look back, make sure that both feet are in different lanes. And on the inhale, rise up, arms overhead, warrior one. Exhale, take the hands, interlace them behind the back. Open up the chest. Exhale here, humble your warrior. Take the right shoulder inside right thigh. Check in with that front knee. Make sure that we're not sprawled out with that knee. Release the hands here, frame the foot, and then step forward that back foot about just 1 or 2 hops. Straighten the right knee, intense hamstring stretch. Chest comes to thigh. You have an option to flow here. It's not always pretty, and that's okay that it doesn't have to be. So just however you get to downward facing dog, flow if you want to, but we'll meet in down dog. And on the next inhale, the right leg lifts, 3-point. Take it to the outside of the right hand, lizard, or excuse me, take the left knee down, untuck the toes, no lizard yet, but come out of this pose just a little bit, bend the left knee, grab the top of the right foot, or the left foot with the right hand. Release that left foot if you need to, or if you came into that pose. Then come down into lizard. Forearms come to mat. Come back up through center, tuck the toes of the back foot, and then open up to the left side, wide-legged forward fold here. Hang heavy, inhale's a halfway lift. Exhale, wide-legged downward facing dog, so just walk the fingertips up a handprint or two. We're coming into wide-legged downward dog. Coming back through center, wide-legged forward fold, and then twisting back towards the top of the mat. Left foot is bent here. You have the option to plant the hands, take it back, option to flow. Downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot lifts. Left foot, left thumb, step it through. Now bring that right foot back about 35 to 45 degrees and make sure both legs are in opposite lanes here. Inhale, arms overhead, warrior one. Exhale, take the hands, interlace them behind the back, open up the chest, but neutralize the pelvis. Exhale, take the left shoulder inside left thigh. Humble your warrior. Release the hands here, frame the left foot, step that back foot up 1 or 2, straighten that left knee, and then chest to thigh, intense hamstring stretch. Take the blocks, set them to the side if you have them, and then step that right foot up to meet left. Inhale is a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, last option to flow here through practice, but we'll meet in down dog. The next inhale, right leg lifts, 3-point.
coming into half pigeon. Right knee, right wrist, right ankle, left wrist. Untuck the toes of the back leg. Sit up tall. Here are some options for blocks that are important. On the right thigh, you might take a block and close the space here. You also have an option to close the space where the thigh and that left or that right heel meet. Sit up tall here. Inhale. Exhale. Come forearms to mat. You might even take the forehead to a block. Our parasympathetic nervous system is turned on when we rest our head on something. But if you don't have a block, check in with the body, check in with the face. Is the jaw clenched? Open and close the mouth. On the next inhale, lift up through center. Tuck the toes of the back foot, lift that left knee up. Remove the block under the right hip if it's there. Plant the hands, lift that right knee up and back. 3-point, last chance for that scorpion tail. Open up the hip here. And then set it down. Downward facing dog. Inhale, the left foot lifts. Bring it through half pigeon, other side. Right knee, left knee, left wrist. Untuck the toes of the right foot. This is where we want the pelvis to be neutral. Find those hip points again we talked about in the beginning of class and see if you can't point them towards the front of the mat here. As you inhale, lengthen. Exhale, come deeper into the pose. Inhale brings you back up through center. Palms come to mat. Lift the chest. Tuck the toes of the right foot. Lift that right knee. Place that block to the side of the mat. Bring the left knee into chest and then push it back. 3-point. Bend the knee, open the hip here. Scorpion tail. Exhale, take you back to 3-point. Step that left foot down to meet the right. We're coming knees to mat. Take them as wide as the mat. Take the big toes, touch them together. Hips back to heels. Child's pose. Forehead comes down to mat or a block. Inhale. And exhale here. Sitting up onto the heels, bring the chest up. And then take the left hand, open it up towards the left side, and then just lift up through. Right hand reaches up towards the ceiling or the sky. Big hip opener here. Exhale, bring it back down. Walk the hands to the front of the mat. Then right hand comes to the back of the mat. Left hand lifts up towards the ceiling. Lift the hips towards the front of the mat. you have the option here to take a couple more back and forth. Once you find yourself even, go ahead, take the hands to the side of the mat. Bring the hips down towards the mat, feet in front. And then we're meeting on our backs. You might take a sip of water as well. But we're coming towards the end of practice. Bring the knees into the chest, hug them tight. And while you do that, reach the tailbone towards the top of the mat. You might rock back and forth here, massaging the lower back. You might even take the heels towards the ceiling. Grab the outside of the pinky side toe while the elbows are inside the shins, inside the knees. And then happy baby. Pull the bottoms of the feet down. The tailbone still reaches for the top of the mat. The next time you find yourself in stillness, bring the bottom of the feet together, knees open up towards the sides of the mat, recline butterfly pose. Take the hands, find those hip points again, and just wiggle them around. And then coming to stillness here. Straighten through the legs here. You have the option to stay in reclined butterfly pose. But another one of my favorites recently has been to take the blocks underneath the knees, getting extra blood flow to, you got it, the pelvis, and reclining back. Left hand might come to heart, right hand might come to the ground, the floor, earth, wherever you are, as a symbol of connection to where you are right now. And finding some stillness, finding the end of our practice, coming back to our intention. The pelvis is everything. It gives life, it takes life, it filters out anything that doesn't suit our bodies. It allows us to move. It is the center point for all of our being. Shavasana.
finding some movement, return back to the room. Wiggle the toes, deepen the breath. Big inhale here. Exhale. You might tense and release the leg muscles. Waken up the body a little bit more. Wiggle the fingertips. And then if you chose to take block on your knees, remove them. Move slow, move gentle, and rock onto whatever side suits you, coming into a fetal position on that side. Keeping the eyes lowered. You'll take the right hand or whatever the hand is on top and push up through a seated pose, again keeping the eyes lowered. Coming back to a seated position. Finding our last bit of stillness. Palms can lift up to the sky or the ceiling as a sign of openness for the day, or they can stay grounded on the knees as a sign of grounding into the weekend. On the next inhale, arms lift up open, palms come to touch, thumbs to heart center. Namaste is a saying we use. It means from me to you. I honor, I recognize that light in you. So from me to you, I say namaste.